House. So what will Chicago get from an Obama presidency? Joining me live, CLTV political reporter Carlos Hernandez Gomez joins us. Carlos, how's it going today?
Pretty good, Gerard. How you doing?
Oh, excellent, man. The impact of Barack Obama if he wins the presidency of the United States. What's the impact on Chicago, Carlos, if that happens?
Well, it's a lot of things, Gerard. The first and foremost, though, is that Chicago will become the new center, the new sun around which all circulates as far as Democratic Party politics in America. You know, Obama with really headquartering his campaign here begun that process now, but I mean, Chicago really will be the center of the universe when it comes to Democratic Party politics. That's a big deal for the city.
Carlos, let's talk about strange and familiar bedfellows. What happens politically with politicians in Chicago if he becomes president?
Well, interesting. You have a case where if he is elected, then of course that Senate vacancy will be left to Governor Rod Blagojevich to fill. Now, of course, Governor Rod Blagojevich, some might argue, is not in the best position to fill that vacancy because we're talking about somebody here who is somewhat distracted, whether it's the dysfunction in Springfield, his political backers with the battles with House Speaker Mike Madigan. He's about to lose his biggest friend in Springfield, State Senate President Emil Jones. So, and he's also, of course, being dogged by a very aggressive federal investigation.
Yeah.
So, you know, most folks are speculating that he's going to do this to reward a supporter.
You know, Carlos, let's talk about who he might reward this to. I mean, you know, is it Jesse Jackson Jr.? Is it the obvious, or could it be someone else?
Well, some people in Chicago, you know, for the days of old boss Anton Cermak, the mayor back in the early 30s, who corresponded to the Modern Machine, you know, things have been divided up ethnically and racially. I mean, you know, for a long time, the polls had the city clerk's office. I mean, different things were divvied up that way. So some might argue Jesse Jr. is the guy to put in there, but that could have a lot of other effects. For instance, let's say Jesse Jr. gets that seat. Let's say his wife gets the seat in the U.S. House. Well, who gets her seat in the city council? Mayor Richard Daley would pick that person, and that would take out one of the very few independent aldermen Chicago actually has. So that would also have an effect on the city council. I mean, it's not that the mayor doesn't control the council, he does. But there still are a few folks who once in a blue moon pass some independence and vote no, and Sandy Jackson is one of those people. Certainly, Representative Jan Schakowsky, very party's liberal wing from the North Burgh, she certainly wants that job, and she's been angling for it. She's been even defending Governor Blagojevich through all of his woes, showing how much she really would like that job. So it's interesting, Gerard.
Carlos, our last question. The polls are all over the place. Barack Obama airs a 30-minute infomercial earlier this week. Is that infomercial going to get him over the top, Carlos?
I don't know if the infomercial per se is going to get him over the top, Gerard. I mean, part of it is just looking at how this campaign has gone. I mean, and we're really seeing this in the end, the two-pronged strategy of Obama's. One, to outraise John McCain, significantly outraise John McCain, and buy up all the time that's out there, which he's been doing. And that's really been successful in forcing McCain to expend resources, and which traditionally a Republican would not have to. I mean, think about it. Look at, you know, the Barack is going to Iowa, Indiana, all these states in which Democratic presidential hopefuls would never go to this close to the election. But now, because this race is more competitive.
Carlos, thank you so much. That's Carlos Hernandez Gomez, CLTV political reporter. We appreciate you. CLTV.com/GML is the blog. When the senator becomes president, can you feel it? Can you taste it, Chicago? Record-breaking ballot castings has taken place all over the U.S. Chicago will be on center stage Tuesday if Obama wins. Big things popping. From now on, will Chicago politicians do the Obama shuffle? Call me, 630-575-TALK. Gerard McClendon Live continues. 2 minutes.